Impromptunes acknowledges that this podcast is recorded on the traditional lands of the Bunurong peoples of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging and celebrate their enduring connections to country, knowledge and stories.
Impromptunes, 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 imprompt. Do you hear the people improvising?
Good people of the world, thanks for tuning in to Impromptunes, the completely improvised musical podcast. Now here they are, the cast of Impromptunes.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening to all listeners of Impromptunes, the completely improvised podcast. I'm your host today. My name is Jacob. Welcome, and I hope that you enjoy us worming our ways into your little ear holes. Now, it's a completely improvised podcast, but it's also a completely improvised musical. Ooh. Now, we have our amazing musician here on the keys, Ian. Ooh, listen to those fingers tickling those ivories. And that laugh there was just from Jackson. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Jackson?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And also, how are you, Steph, who is also here?
Hi. Sorry, I didn't laugh and that didn't give you an easy in for me to introduce me. That's my bad.
That's fine. And we also have Chelsea on tech. Hello.
Oh, it's Chelsea.
Chelsea. Jackson, I know that you've just come back from overseas.
I have, yes.
And so have Ian and myself as well.
Oh, yes.
But we were overseas in different places. Can you tell us about where you were?
Yes, I was in Japan.
Ooh.
I was on the archipelago of Japan for 7 weeks.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was magical. I was touring with a dinosaur puppet show.
That's so cool.
Amazing.
What was your dinosaur puppet?
I was the back end of a triceratops. It took two people to operate it. Yeah.
Was there a T-Rex?
So that we had a Nanukosaurus, which is related to a T-Rex, but lived in Alaska. It was sort of like a woolly kind of T-Rex that lived in the snow.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I work with children, and so my knowledge of dinosaurs has ever so slightly extended because there are kids that have really focused dinosaur knowledge, and it's
completely.
really cool.
That was having worked as a dinosaur performer for truly most of my adult life. Dinosaurs have paid my bills. It's true. This show that I just toured, I've been working in some version of it for 12 years at this point. It really is almost half my life. But I remember chatting with some kids who were exactly that, and I had this moment of I have to know this now. And I just put my head down and I read a bunch of books and I watched a bunch of documentaries and just became a full dinosaur nerd just so I could have conversations with the kids that came to the show.
That's so cool.
It was great.
Okay, what's your favorite dinosaur fact or favorite dinosaur little tidbit?
Okay, here's a fun one. So my favorite dinosaur is the Microraptor, which sort of looks like a crow. It's about the size of a raven, and that's so raven. And it has wings, feathers on its little arms, but also wings on its legs. Its legs have wings, so it would jump and splay out like an X-wing fighter and glide.
So cool.
Like a flying squirrel?
Exactly
Is it
like that.
like a menacing sugar glider?
Yeah, so it would glide between trees. And it's also one of the dinosaurs that we know what color it was because we found the fossilized melanosomes in the feathers, so we know that it was iridescent black like a raven.
Iridescent.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Hey, and Steph, what's your favorite dinosaur?
I like the big one from Jurassic World, the Indominus No. Why would you make a theme park
fake
animal
dinosaur.
that? No. Why would you make it a dinosaur for a theme park that can camouflage? That's so silly. It sounds like a pretty normie answer, but I actually do really love velociraptors.
Oh yeah.
Just because of they actually had the ability to strategize and they were so deadly. And I just feel like all the problems in Jurassic Park could have been solved if they just had the round knob door handles instead of the lever door handles.
Oh yeah, the little claws couldn't turn the circular knob.
Yeah.
You should have been working security
I
instead
should have
of...
been. What's the line? No sped expense. No sped expense.
Wow. Well, who knew that an improvised musical podcast would have so many dinosaur facts and theories about the Jurassic...
But what about you? Where in the world have you been?
Ian and I have just been in Edinburgh performing the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, where we did exactly this, an improvised musical every night for about 28 shows,
Amazing.
which was the best time. And I did not see any shows about dinosaurs, so I do not have any little facts. I did see shows with puppets, though.
Oh, well, there you
That's
go.
half of your experience.
That's sure. Half of my life experience, yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, an improvised musical. So we're going to be making up everything today. That's the music by Ian, the tech by Chelsea, and the lyrics and songs and scenes and characters by us three on the mics. Now,
Yay.
are you excited for me to rifle through the pot of gold
I'm so
and
excited.
find a title for us to sing about tonight?
Oh, yeah, what could it be? Who knows?
I've got the pot of gold here. You can hear it sounds very metallic today. Oh, and the title that we're going to be singing about today is Burp by Matt Fishwick from Facebook.
Oh my gosh, Matt Fishwick!
Oh.
I love Matt Fishwick. Hey Matt, thanks for that. Matt Fishwick, they're a great guy.
Well, all right, so before we have any chance to discuss, because this is a completely improvised musical, for the first, last, and only time, you're about to hear Burp the Musical!
I feel it bubbling, rising, coming up my throat. I could feel those bubbles brewing, feeling like it started to bloat.
I'm trying to hold it in, but it just wants to escape. I shouldn't have drunk that soda, but the flavor was grape.
Oh, I'm feeling kinda funny. I've got a rumbling in my tummy. Burp, burp, burp. 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 Burpity, 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 burp, 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 burp.
I'm in the company of my parents-in-law. I don't want to let it out, but my tummy's about to roar.
I'm giving a graduation speech up on the stage, and the sound is starting to come straight out of my face.
I'm giving a speech for my mother's eulogy, and I'm feeling this kind of funny feeling in my whole tummy.
Oh my gosh, it's a
Burp, 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 burp. Burp, burp,
burpity, 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 burp, burp.
burp. Burpity, burpity, burp, 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 burp. Ba-da-ba-do, ba-burp, ba-doop, burp, 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 burp.
Welcome back, students, to Miss Nottingham's School of Etiquette.
Oh, yes, I'm so glad to be here again, Miss Nottingham. My summer was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, wonderful. But don't slouch, dear. Make sure you stand up
yes,
much straighter. Wonderful.
My apologies.
And how was your summer, dear?
Miss Nottingham, I had quite a lovely time. No, really, I did. Excuse me.
David, please.
Excuse me, sorry.
Please take a small sip. Excuse yourself. And 3 deep breaths before you continue. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic.
Thank you, Miss Nottingham. I'm sorry. You know I get indigestion when I'm nervous. And
I do, David, but it is very important that in order to complete this course at my school, you must be able to manage these sorts of nerves and all the ill behaviors that it brings out in individuals.
Mrs. Nottingham, I think that David is holding us back with these feelings of nervousness and everything. I simply won't have it. Do you know who my father is?
I do know who your father is, but David Beckham has absolutely no bearings on the marks that I give my students. It is very, very poor practice.
Of course, Mrs. Nottingham. My apologies.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know, go back to soccer practice or something like that. You don't have your dad's right foot, you got his left foot.
No!
I know.
Mrs. Nottingham, I'm ever so sorry. I don't want the other students to feel held back. I want to do the very best I can to... excuse me, I'm so sorry.
David, I know that you received a scholarship for this school because...
I'm ever so good at every other kind of etiquette.
Every other kind of etiquette. Your pinkies are rigid when you drink tea.
I've never once bent my pinkies at all. It makes every handshake quite difficult.
I know, and we're working on that, David, but I must say, if you cannot manage these nerves and the ill sounds that they elicit, we might have to revoke your scholarship.
Oh no, please, not a revocal of my scholarship. I need it. The scholarship is the only way I can get through. I know it's uncouth to say, but I don't have a famous soccer player for a father. I'm quite poor. And I need the scholarship to attend the school.
Of course. And we do try to open tutelage to as many diverse backgrounds as we can, like the students and the children of pop stars.
Which specific students and children do you mean, Mrs. Nottingham?
The students and the children that we have here, they're the children of pop stars and sports stars and famous entrepreneurs. We try to have a wide range of students at this student body, and so on the odd occasion we'll let in a poor student.
And I'm ever so grateful, and I promise I'll get a handle on my nerves and stop interrupting
David, I have nothing but the utmost faith in your abilities. You've come leaps and bounds since you started at this school a year ago, but, my dear, if you cannot get this ill behavior, this burping under control, then I'm so sorry, my dear, we might have to rescind your scholarship.
I understand.
You'll have to go to regular boarding school.
Oh no, please.
With the children.
Please, they beat me mercilessly over that.
And not sports stars.
No, please, I promise. I'll get a handle on my pets.
Say that you do, David. George Beckham?
Yes.
Let's work on that right foot of yours. All right.
Yes, Mrs. Nottingham.
Okay, let's go.
I know how to sit with my knees just so, and I know how to eat a little finger sandwich. I know how to write a thank you note, but I can't get over this bloat. Whenever I try to give a speech or stand before a crowd, a sound will come from deep inside, a sound that's gross and loud. Oh, why do I burp? I feel like such a twerp. Oh, why do I burp? I feel like such a twerp. I know how to ride a horse, and I can play croquet, of course.
Good shot, boyo.
Thank you. But when it comes time to stand before my friends in class, I tend to make a sound that shows I don't have class. Oh, why do I burp? I feel like such a little twerp. Oh, why do I burp? I feel like a twerp. But one day I will speak with clarity and no hilarity. All the sounds I make will be my choice, and there will not be gross little noises ruining my otherwise beautiful voice. No more birds, no more burps, I swear today. No more burps, it's gonna be my way. No more burps, you heard it here first. No more burps, they are the worst. Why do I excuse me.
David's coming out to the the football field.
Soccer, football, whatever, doesn't matter.
Good day, chaps. Keen to kick around the ball?
Yes, if you can keep that bloody gas down.
Disgusting.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've quite gotten a handle of it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Did something just come out of your mouth as well?
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
I can
That's
smell those cucumber sandwiches from over here.
Oh,
Please, that's all they stock in the cafeteria.
English breakfast tea.
With a dash of milk, I can smell it.
Oh my god. Yeah.
1 sugar or 2, David?
You know I have 2 sugars.
That's so gross. Oh,
see.
goodness, David. No, we've been kicking this soccer, football, and just... Oh no, we're realizing that...
We're just too cool. That's what we're realizing.
I know, look, technically we're in the same class.
No.
Technically you've got higher marks than us, and some of the other subjects, like, tea drinking, and your particularly rigid pinky. It's very annoying.
You do have a scholarship, which means that this place, you didn't get it by hard work.
No, it's exactly what it means. It means that I earned a scholarship for showing what my aptitude at everything, and that I didn't just get in because I have rich parents like you.
That's hard work.
Do you know how hard it is to be the son or the daughter or the child of a rich person?
I never see my parents.
Oh my gosh, I was raised by nannies.
Oh, how difficult must that be? You wouldn't understand, scholarship kid.
Please, my first piece of toast was on a piece of brioche. I don't know what bread actually tastes like.
I have one of those households where whenever my plate gets a little bit dirty, the nannies come and switch it over for a newer plate.
Nothing in my house is dishwasher safe. It must be done by hand.
So how difficult is that? So difficult!
I couldn't go to bed until the nannies had finished washing all the dishes. There were so many.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that being such a rich little boy was such a struggle. Why don't you tell me more about what it's like?
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't understand it, little boy. You wouldn't understand it, 'cause you have no toys. You grew up really poor, and that really sucks. But I am rich, so I give no bothers.
You wouldn't understand it, 'cause now you're here, but you still don't own a sweater of cashmere. You wouldn't understand it, you're not cool. Wouldn't understand it, and yeah, look at you drool, you still haven't managed to fix that little habit of yours. The gross little burping you do makes me wanna vomit on the floor.
So go away. You don't belong here. So go away. Don't care that you're here. So go away. You don't belong here. So go away. We don't care about you, dear.
All I am trying to do is to end up with some friends. I don't see how that story has to come to an end.
Well, you think that we're gonna become your friends? Well, dear, you don't have money, so that means we'll not come to an end. Go away, you don't belong here.
No.
So go away, we don't care about you, dear. Go away.
Don't belong here.
Go away, we don't care about you, dear.
I guess that I will see myself out of the field.
Yes.
I thought that maybe a friendship could be something real.
Oh, gross.
Oh, gross. We don't think that you're palatable. So I think you should go back to your public school.
Okay, I'll go
away. We don't care about you here.
Fine, I'll
Go away. We don't care about you, dear. Go away.
Yes, you've made yourselves quite clear. I'll
Go away. We don't care about you, care about you, dear. Oh, that soccer ball! Quick, you're going to trip over. You got it in the goal.
What?
Oh my gosh.
My goodness, and as it was bending towards the side of the post, the air currents by my belch spun the ball into the goal.
My goodness.
It's nothing like we've ever seen.
No, that's a skill that money can't buy.
Not even the great David Beckham made it that sharp.
He could only bend it with his little foot. He couldn't bend it in midair with burping.
Now, this doesn't seem fair. I've spent so much money, millions of dollars on my football soccer gear. Look at these cleats. They are sharpened to perfection.
Oh, they're ever so sharp. Look, my hand is still bleeding from when I accidentally touched them.
Oh no, you should go to the nurse.
Oh, okay.
But
Before I go, though, David...
don't you think my burping may be of use to the football team?
Yes. Perhaps.
Perhaps, David. Maybe we can let you onto the team for a probationary period.
Yes. We'll see you on Saturday.
Oh, we thank you so much. I'm going to run home right now and tell Mummy.
Wonderful. Don't be late, and don't burp.
Unless it's to get a ball in the goal.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mummy, I've excellent news. You won't believe it. I've been burping again.
Oh,
But-
of course, David.
But this time it was good. It helped. In class in the etiquette classes, it's been harrowing, really. I've been burping up a storm, and it's been ruining Miss
David.
Nottingham's progress with the other students. But
Oh, goodness.
But today, out on the football field, I kicked a ball that was mostly a trip, if I'm being honest, and it was sailing off to the side, nowhere near the goalpost, until I let out a righteous belch, and it rippled through the airwaves and
David.
spun the wheel of the ball back towards the goal, and it went straight in, nothing but net, Mummy.
Oh, David, that is such wonderful news. Oh, my gosh, I'm so proud of you.
Me too, Mummy.
Oh, darling. I cannot believe it. You've dealt with this affliction your whole life, and it's coming in handy? Is that what I'm hearing, darling?
Yes, Mummy, I'm starting to learn that, maybe the things that are wrong with me are the things that make me special. It's a real Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer situation.
Oh, of course, sweetheart.
And look, and there's no problems if I think about it, that the only reason the other students did want to spend time with me is because I was suddenly useful to them.
Oh.
And not because they liked me as a person at all. No.
Well, darling, I do hope you realize just how special you are, and this is not just because I'm your mother and you're my very darling, much beloved special little boy.
Oh, no, Mummy, I know I'm a very special little boy, and
You are.
I've always known it. It's the other students that have always struggled to see me, but I fear this really is a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer situation.
It very well may be, but David, I just really hope you don't lose yourself along the way trying to live up to the expectations of these what sound like really, really mean children. I mean, we've got the children of David Beckham and other pop stars, and you're just the child of a lowly Australian. I'm so sorry that I know we're not of the same caliber as those.
I know, Mummy.
Those people at that school, but
you've done everything, and moving here as a single mum to the Great Britain and raising a posh little boy, it couldn't have been easy.
It really wasn't. I had to watch a lot of YouTube tutorials on how to teach a London accent.
Oh, Mummy, won't you tell me all about everything you've learned?
Of course I will, darling. Of course. When I was a girl, growing up in Melbourne, Australia, all I wanted was a son, and I knew I wouldn't fail ya. So when I had you and your father left me behind, I thought, what should I do? And in that moment made up my mind. You'd become a Brit. Very simply a Brit. It took quite a lot of wit on my behalf, but you'd become a Brit.
Yes, I'd become a Brit?
Yes, a very posh Brit. And it's really important to me, don't you dare lie.
Sorry, Mummy.
Shush. When I made you tea, I made sure to get out a ruler. Make sure that your pinky was very rigid as your tea was cooler. And when you blew, make sure your lips were pursed, blowing all around the rims. It was very important, dealing. You were gonna be a Brit.
A Brit?
A very important Brit.
Oh my.
Took a lot of wit on my behalf, but you are gonna be a Brit.
A Brit, you say?
Very important that you be a Brit.
Oh my.
Took a lot of wit, and don't you dare lie.
I shan't.
So, enrolled you in school, made sure that your grammar was absolutely incredible, impeccable. And then we made sure that you had the best possible manners. Then we had a spanner in the work. Yes, it was your burp.
Oh, Mummy.
We did our best, but to really put us to the test. Me and all your anti-burping tutors didn't really work, but nonetheless we persisted, and you'll become a Brit.
A Brit, you say?
Yes, a very good Brit.
Oh my.
Took a lot of wit
Oh yes?
on my behalf.
Your behalf.
Become a Brit.
I
Yes,
became a Brit.
you became a Brit.
A Britty Brit.
You don't salt any of your food. It's a bit of a task to get you to Brit.
I
Yeah.
became a Brit.
You became a Brit
Ooh la la.
with a lot of wit. Oh, my darling, the fact of the matter is I'm proud of you. Can't imagine where I'd be without you. I hope when you play the soccer with these kids, you remember who you are. You're a Brit.
I'm a Brit.
Yeah, with a lot of wit.
Hey, thank you, Mummy.
You're welcome, darling.
Smashing job, David.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, George, I'm ever so pleased that you all let me on the team.
Oh, I'm so glad that you were able to win the game for us.
That was amazing, truly. We actually didn't think you had it in you.
Even from halfway up the court, I could see the ball veering away from the goal, but I knew if I clenched my stomach just right, I'd had a quite large English breakfast this morning, because I knew I'd need extra fuel in the chamber. And so I sent a righteous burp across the field, ricocheting the ball straight into the goal and winning the game at the last moment.
Yes, David. Me and Apple were so impressed.
Oh, yes. Apple, thank you so much. And also tell your mother, Gwyneth, I'm such a fan.
Yes. I shall. Yes. I've got to say, oh my goodness. David, we're all aware of all your, I don't want to say issues per se, but we know that you're going to have your scholarship taken away if you can't get this burping under control, and yet you really let the burping go with all this soccer gaming, and I'm just wondering, what on earth do you hope to do?
Well, hopefully I can show the school board that there is use for my burping, and I've won us the game, and surely there are sports scholarships or some other way I could make it, even if I fail the etiquette classes.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Yes, and I suppose that, well, me being the son of David Beckham, and you being the daughter of Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yes, I do know my own mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's quite wonderful.
Yes, well...
Her candles are spectacular.
If you continue winning the games for us, well, I'm sure we'll have no issue in financing your education.
Yes, I suppose, in a sense, we could afford to be altruistic this one particular time.
I'm ever so pleased to hear it, and I actually had another thing I wanted to ask you, that now that the game's done, the rest of the afternoon is a free period, do you two want to hang out socially? Now that we're teammates?
Well, I mean, after the game, we usually go behind the shed and smoke some weed.
Oh, I'm down for anything.
That's what the cool kids do.
It is.
Well, I'm open to new experiences. Do you think I can hang out with you guys? Or?
Well, yes, I know that your mother is very anti-marijuana, but if you were to maybe forsake your mother and forsake your identity, then maybe you could hang out with us.
But are you only asking me to come smoke marijuana with you behind the shed as some sort of ploy? You seem looking shifty eyes, giggling to each other quite a lot.
No, it's just what the
What
cool
do you mean?
kids do.
No.
Look, me and Apple and all the other famous children as well.
Brilliant. Like
North.
Blanket and North.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Blanket was unfortunately held back a few years, but he's doing quite well.
Oh, it's
And North, oh wow.
really North and Blue Ivy.
Yes.
Blue Ivy, oh yes.
All-
She's actually been accelerated a few years. It's very impressive.
And the other ones, we also have Angelina Jolie's children here as well.
All of
Their names, yes.
Every
their names,
single one of them.
Their names.
Shiloh, even Shiloh.
Yes, Shiloh.
Shiloh.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
they're all
we-
going to smoke weed.
And also Maya Hawke.
Oh yes, Maya Hawke.
Maya Hawke, you gonna smoke weed with Maya Hawke?
Oh yes.
Gosh, I can't turn down smoking weed with Maya Hawke and Blanket Jackson.
Yes. Well, it sounds like we're going behind the shed.
Well, all right. Lead the way.
Bad influence. Bad influence. That is us. Bad influence.
We've gotta get hot.
Oh.
With a little bit of pot.
Yeah.
Gotta get hot. With a little bit of pot. Yeah. Bad influence. That's who we are. Now that you've won us the soccer game, gonna take you far. That's right, we're a bad influence. Gonna take you far. Bad influence.
So I just take this thing, this little rolled up J, and then this little lighter, and inhale, you say?
Oh yes, you're gonna inhale super deep. Inhale good, this stuff ain't cheap. Then you're gonna pass it, puff, pass it. That's it, deeper, gonna
Bad influence. Bad influence. influence. Bad influence. Yeah, take that, giant. Bad influence. Bad influence. Bad influence.
Better smoke it all, or what's the point?
I'm gonna take some pictures. Don't mind the flash. This'll all be over soon, my friend. It'll be over in a dash.
How you feeling? Feeling free, lightheaded as you wanna be. That's it, put it between your lips. Don't mind me as I shake my hips, 'cause I'm a bad influence. Bad influence. Bad influence.
Smoke it, smoke it, smoke it, smoke it, smoke it.
Bad influence. Bad influence. Bad influence.
Yeah, bad.
Oh, I feel funny.
Oh my goodness, George, what are you saying? What are these images that you've brought before me?
Well, I'm just saying that David doesn't seem like the right fit for this school.
Oh, this is very troubling news. I mean, I knew that he was beginning to turn the burping around to use as his advantage, and it just won us the championship in football soccer, and yet... Oh my gosh, this photographic evidence in front of me, I don't know if I can ignore this.
Yeah, with Mrs. Nottingham, I'm willing to use this as blackmail.
Blackmail? Whatever do you mean, George?
I'm saying, don't take away the scholarship and keep David here playing soccer. That should be David's first priority. Didn't go where you thought it was, did you?
No, I'm terribly confused. I fully thought that you'd want to expel David from this school. You've certainly never really struck me as the type that ever actually wants to lend a helping hand to someone that you've deemed lesser, but...
This is not a helping hand. This is a helping hand for me to win the championship and to make Daddy proud. Didn't you hear earlier how I never see my daddy? I want to see my daddy when I win the championship.
You want to see your daddy when you win the championship?
Yes, the motive all makes sense now, doesn't it?
It does, George. But let me ask you something. Are you okay?
I miss my daddy.
Oh, George, of course you do. A child growing up needs a parental influence, and it must be ever so difficult for you, my dear.
Yes, and I must say, seeing David with his mother, wow, it just makes me... And I've never had this feeling before, because I've grown up having everything.
Of course.
But it makes me feel jealous, like I'm coveting something else.
Well, George, since you brought these accusations to me, I've made sure that David is sitting right outside. Shall I bring him in?
I suppose so.
Of course. I'll go fetch him. David, darling.
Mrs. Nottingham, it's like I can see colours.
Darling. You're tripping so badly right now.
I don't think that was just a jazz cigarette. It was laced with something gnarly, man.
David, I'm very aware that you possibly might need medical attention in the next half hour or so, but before you reach that critical point, I do believe that George would like to say something to you if you're willing to hear him out.
George, what is all this?
You are a valued member of our soccer football team.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. I'm hearing sounds as well.
A valued member of our soccer football team.
I'm sorry once again. I think I've got a little bit of jazz cigarette stuck in my ear.
Soccer football?
Yes?
Team.
Do you really mean it, George?
Valued. And also, I value your relationship with your parent.
What? But George, but your parents are David Beckham and Posh Spice. Surely you can't be jealous of my humble Australian mother.
But I don't think you realise, David. You've always had your mother. Whereas George has been raised by strangers and nannies his whole life and has never known a parental's love.
And see, here she walks in now, your mother.
Mummy.
Hi, darling.
Mummy, I'm tripping balls.
Yes, that was what Miss Nottingham told me over the phone, honey.
Yeah, and Mrs. Nottingham is here as well, talking to you, the mother.
Hello, ma'am. What would your preferred title be? Oh, yeah, Amanda's fine. We're not too fancy in Australia, actually. Yeah, Amanda's fine. Amanda's wonderful.
Sorry, did you say Amanda Bynes?
No. No, tragically no.
Sorry, I must be hearing things as well.
Sorry, I guess you're the one that gave my son a bit of pot. Chances are you're probably tripping as well.
Yes.
Oh goodness, George, you smoked the marijuana as well?
Yes.
Goodness.
And look,
I have dirt on you, Mrs. Nottingham. The blackmail doesn't end here.
Yo, blackmail? That's not cool, mate. Not in Australia.
yeah, you tell him, Mummy.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's actually a pretty poor behaviour. Don't you go to a school for etiquette?
I've never been told off by a mother figure before.
Yeah, how's it feel, mate?
It feels strangely like you care for me, and that you're saying these things. You're telling me off to make me grow to be a better man.
Well, of course, I don't know you, but I want you to be a better version of yourself, and especially if you're going to be hanging around my son, I want my son to be hanging around the best company
A
possible.
mother's love. Wow.
Yeah, what's it? George, is it?
George, son of David Beckham.
Who's David Beckham? I'm from Australia. I don't...
Oh, wow.
And George, and if you enjoyed the feeling of a mother's love, how would you like the feeling of a friend's love? Who wants to spend time with you not because your parents are rich or because you've got a cool house with lots of bedrooms and bathrooms and cool things in your house, but because of the person you are and the quality of your character.
Why, yes, I'd have to check in with Apple first, because Apple's one of my friends.
Apple,
walk
come in,
right up.
Apple, come in here.
Apple, come in. Meet Amanda. Amanda Farr. No, just
Mummy.
Amanda.
Yes, George, what's going on?
Mummy, this is my other friend, Apple.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I feel like I've just come into the situation here. I actually don't know who you are. Yeah, hi. I'm Amanda. I am David's mum. Oh, fantastic to meet you, Amanda. George, what's going on? Are we all friends? What's happening?
Yes, we're all friends.
Oh, wonderful and good news, David. Your scholarship is completely safe. It is very clear that you care deeply for your friends and that you're a wonderful soccer player, and I'll absolutely smack you one if you revoke his scholarship in front of me, babes. Of course, and the threat of physical violence from your mother is a very strong factor indeed.
And it seems like the burping's under control as well.
Oh, mate, are you serious? That's so wonderful to hear.
When we were out on the field, the way I weaponized the burp, it's not gone for good, but it happens only when I choose it to. Like right now. Open the windows, Mummy.
Opening them, mate. Opening
This
them.
one's for everyone.
Let it out, darling. That's it. I'm so proud of you.
Family love, better than anything. Our family's love, better than above.
You could have £1,000,000 or have 1,000,000 homes, but none of that can mean a thing unless you've got a family all your own.
Let it out. Let out your love. Let it out. Yeah. Let out your love.
And I'm sorry that how I acted, well, it was pretty bad. And in the last hour I realized that I was missing my dad.
I'm so proud of you, my son. You've made me feel so happy. I'm so excited that your scholarship is safe. It's got me feeling sappy. Well, everyone let it out.
Let it out.
Let it out. Let out your love. That's it, darling.
Let it out.
Let out your love. Let it out. Let out your let out. Let out your love.
It's a bit stinky in here. Well, thank you for joining us for Burp the Musical.
Wow.
Jackson, Steph, did we learn anything?
Yeah, I learned it's really hard to play 3 characters in the one scene.
Yeah.
We could have done more. I was like, and then Posh Spice is coming in. Like, let's go.
Oh, that was fun.
So good.
I love listening to improv in an audio-only medium.
Yes. God, that's so funny. I'm both glad but also disappointed that I don't have the ability to like fake a real good burp. But I'm also grateful to the listeners to not have to listen to real burps.
That's true.
And I'm... Oh, sorry to interrupt you, please.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, that is a true skill if you can actually burp on command. And one that I do not possess.
No, I also don't. What I do possess, though, is feelings and emotion. And I'd like to say thank you for joining us in this journey. Thank you all for listening. And in fact, while you're at it, if you have those feelings and emotions, well, don't be afraid to just...
Let it out.